when did you fall in love with like women in hip hop? That song that you all just heard was Don't Do It by OMB Bloodbath. And before we talk about it, I have a confession to make about OMB Bloodbath.
I already know it. I feel like I know what your confession is.
I did not know this was a woman.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be your confession. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that was going to be your confession.
Come on.
I'm so sorry.
I knew that was going to be the confession.
Because this bitch looked like a nigga. Like, she is straight, like, I don't know where she's from. Well, I don't know
meant to look that
but,
up. I did. Let me see.
But, let me just say this. I like OMB Bloodbath. I think very talented rapper. I don't know their pronouns, but very talented. This song, I did not like it at all. Oh, of course. Okay, great. Okay, so so tell me.
They're from Houston.
Okay. Tell me what you did like about it, Brianna, because I have thoughts, but I want to hear yours.
So first I'll start off with the good thing of the song. I like the creativity of it. I like the incorporation of like live trumpets and like incorporating the community. You could tell like they had the community with them.
And you know what's crazy is now that you say they're from Houston, that part actually makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, from the cars and stuff like that. Because I was like, I don't think anybody else does this.
But
no, that's very Houston. Very very them.
But I don't know. I just felt like they didn't have the punchlines for the song. Like, I think it would have sounded better if somebody else was on it.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. And you know what it is? It's the same way. Well, it's not exactly the same way. It's sort of the same way I felt about Big Energy. It's like, I want to applaud you for trying something new. Because you clearly are in a state in your career where you're like, I want to grow. I want to branch out. I want to see what else I can do. I love this street shit. I love this hood shit. But that's not all this out there. I think this one was a miss because, and it's the same way, and we're going to get into it when we talk about Ken the Man, but it's the same way I kind of feel about Ken the Man in just I'm not all the way there because there's nothing to hook me yet. There's no catchy hook here. And it's like you're on a beat, and you're on a beat that maybe isn't for you. Like I don't know. I don't know if this was something that was passed around and turned down, or who made this beat for them. But it doesn't feel like it's a beat that's for you. Mm-hmm. If you get what I'm saying, like it
no, I totally get it.
It wasn't.
How did you find them?
So I had always wanted to put OMB Bloodbath as one of our songs, but like I never truly like took the time to actually listen and see what else they had outside of their verse for me. So then this week I was just like, okay, like I'm gonna do it. Like I'm gonna actually sit down.
That's how I got to like know them as well.
Yeah, so I'm like I'm gonna actually just sit down, listen. Like I heard them for me, so I'm like, okay, let me check and see. And I chose this one because it kind of the beat more so reminded me of like the 2000s, like early 2000s Atlanta.
Do you know that's exactly what someone said in one of the comments? I was watching the YouTube video. I was watching the YouTube video and I was reading some of the comments, and somebody said like it's giving early 2000s vibes, and I felt the same way. The only problem with like early 2000s vibes is that when people think of female rappers in the early 2000s, when they think of a female rapper that looks like OMB Bloodbath, they're thinking Da Brat. And this is not a song Da Brat would do. This is not a song. This is not. Missy could do this. But Missy could have done like a much more, it would have been a different spin on it. But oh my God, also Shermie, guess who ordered something from Fashion Nova?
You?
I actually did. I got a Halloween costume, but we'll talk about that later. I was just because I got the email notification.
Anyway, not you getting your emails during the recording.
I'm sorry, my phone
She's booked and busy. She's booked and busy. She got notifications. She got
Halloween things to do.
My phone was in my hand because I was reading notes and then it popped up. But the point is that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, it's giving early 2000s vibe. Again, you know what I think it was missing? I'm really going to need the rap girls to just start incorporating Kehlani a lot more than they are. Maybe not even just Kehlani.
They are?
Like,
no, not even just Kehlani.
That's what I'm saying. Not even just Kehlani. Like, Victoria Monet. I'm going to need them to start incorporating Miss Normani a lot more. I'm going to need them to start utilizing these R&B
singers,
girls.
The people who can actually sing.
The people, not just the people who can actually sing, but
I'm just saying, like, besides them doing their own singing course, like someone who can actually hold a note to an extent.
Yes.
And you know what else? And you know what else it is? Not even just that, but there's a swagger about an R&B singer and a female rapper collaborating that just it gives Mary J and Lil Kim. I mean,
that was good.
I'm not saying they're on that level. But when you think of like superior collaborations between female rappers and female singers, that's where the bar is for me.
We gotta say that for our next topic because that was supposed to be
that was supposed to be an episode we did in September, but we'll do that episode later.
We'll reloop it
because that's where the bar is for me. But I think that these kinds of things, they can be elevated by that. So that was my thought about it. I think the song just barely missed the mark. Like, it would have been something I loved if it had been more collaborative.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to look into their music a little bit more because I'm not ruling them out completely.
Oh no, of course not. I like them. I think they're funny. I think they're witty. I think they have like a lot of energy that I'm like, I'm interested. Yeah. But am I hooked yet? No, I'm not. So hi everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Where My Girls At. We are back. We're feeling, how are we feeling? I don't want to speak for all of us and say we're feeling good. How are we feeling? How are we feeling these days?
I think Mercury was in retrograde, right?
Beat my ass too.
I have no idea what that means, y'all.
I have no idea what that means in anything, but I was like, oh, this makes sense. Like, like things are going and like
blaming everything on the world. So yeah, let's just do that.
I was like, everybody's like, oh, it seems like everybody's in the same type of like kind of lowish state. But I mean, I feel like I'm on the other side of that now.
Me too.
Like, I got a lot of good things going. Lots of travels. Halloween is coming up. I'm going to be in Vegas with my friends. So
what are you going to do for Halloween? Do you know?
Yeah, so I literally decided yesterday I'm a pony. I'm going to be a space cowgirl.
That's a throwback.
Okay. Stop. No, so I was going to do a space cowgirl, but before that, I was going to do something from The Purge because I was looking for costumes for like over an hour and I couldn't find anything that was of interest to me to pay like more than like
$30.
$30.
Come on, girl. Exactly. Now, why you ain't getting no Squid Game costume and call it a day?
Do you know I still have not seen Squid Games?
Oh,
wow. No, I'm trying to finish You.
Because I just finished that.
I don't like to watch more than one thing at one time, especially new stuff. I don't like to watch more than one news show at one time.
Okay, fair.
So I have not started Squid Game yet. I'm gonna watch it eventually, but I haven't.
So are you gonna watch Insecure?
It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense.
Am I gonna watch what?
Insecure.
So here's the thing about Insecure.
Oh Lord.
I have only seen season 1. And I know that might get my black card revoked. Here's the thing. I was told that the show gets a lot better in seasons 2, 3, and 4. It just didn't do it quick enough for me. So
oh my God.
Interesting.
I do not watch Insecure. I'm very sorry.
Mariah, make sure you edit that out. I just want you to know. Keep that between us three.
So interesting. I feel like you would have been so into it.
I thought you would be so into Insecure too. I really did.
I really feel like you should give it another chance.
No, you have to because one of my friends, they started watching the first season. It was like, And then when like I introduced it to them, I think the second season was out, and then like they just binge watched it, and it was like, okay, yeah, this is it, this is good, and now they watch it all the time, and I was like, you see,
I hate to be out of the loop, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna excuse me, I'm gonna binge it so I can be like caught up, maybe by like mid season 5, but yeah, I don't watch it. I hate saying that, but
Issa, girl, don't listen to her. She watches it. She watches it.
Your voice gets low. You're like, yeah, I don't watch it.
I'm sorry.
She does, Issa. She does. And if you still want to call us for rap shit, we right here.
I love Issa Rae.
No, I love her.
But yeah, what about you, Sherman? What have you been up to? How's life? How's it hanging?
I've been applying to jobs, so that's been taking a lot of my time.
That's a full-time job in itself.
It is.
Yeah, girl.
Applying to jobs is hard.
Right, so I have to apply to over 50 jobs before December.
Why?
Because my program, like, that's a part of our...
Oh my
our like
God.
thing, I guess our check mark or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've been applying.
How many are you at?
How many am I at, girl? I've only applied to 3.
You said applying to jobs like you was out here.
No, because no. Because what I contribute to applying a job is also going to like these open houses.
Okay.
You know, like virtual get to know these companies and stuff like that. And we've been having them back to back to back to back. So you go to those, and then you gotta find them on LinkedIn, create, build a connection and all that stuff, and then like actually gotta see if they're if they have an opening and what openings do they have, tailoring your cover letter and all that stuff and your resume. And I'm just like, can I hurry up and get to the 6-figure job, the 8-figure job, the 10 whatever?
It's just like dating, you know what I mean? You have to keep reintroducing yourself and like explaining like why you're qualified and what makes you great. Like it can get annoying.
Literally.
Applying to jobs is gross and disgusting.
But once I get a job, baby, I'm out of here. I'm getting me a new computer, some new teeth, some new titties, a new stomach.
Did you say new titties and new stomach? Like
it's actually the triple T: titties, teeth, tummy.
Okay. Is that a special? Do they offer you a bundle deal? Is that
No, I just made it up.
You need to create that. I think you onto something here. You might just created a bundle deal.
Right.
What about you, Mariah?
Honestly, I've also been in like such a funk this week. Maybe it's because it wasn't a pay week, and I was like, ugh.
That could do it to you.
Well, no, it was a pay week because I did get paid yesterday, but there was a whole saga with my paycheck not being sent to me on time, and I had to send a couple emails, and I was upset, but I got it by the end.
Sounds
of the day.
very teachery.
Yeah. But actually I've been like in a funk, but still working, but still, doing things and trying to like work through that funk. And it's been helping because now I feel good. Like I'm gonna, like I was telling Brianna earlier, I'm going to the mall later. I'm gonna do a whole self-care day. I'm gonna get a bunch of new decor for my apartment because I'm redecorating it. So that's what I've been doing. Let's see what the girls have been up to, honey.
Been busy.
They've been active.
Oh my God, yes, they have been active. Okay, let's start with Queens on ABC. So this, for those of you who don't know, there's a new television show called Queens on ABC about a female rap group from the 90s that broke up in the 90s, coming back in 2021 to be like a rap group again and try and navigate as a girl group in this day and age. The pilot premiered on, what was that, Tuesday? Now here's the thing about me. Outside of like music, like I feel like TV is what I care about the most in my life. I love television so much. So
I'm gonna say you are a writer, so makes sense.
Exactly. So a good pilot episode or a bad pilot episode will make or break a show for me. So it'll either decide if I'm going to continue watching the show or if I'm not. I've seen some really amazing pilots and some really bad pilots. But for network television, it's always different because they don't do full series orders for them all the time. Like, it usually takes 2 or 3 episodes before they're like, okay, here's the full series. I don't know what's the case with Queens because they do have Brandy attached. They have Eve attached. They have Naturi Naughton attached. Like, these are big names. I have to say, I really liked this episode. I thought it was
really.
I thought it did an amazing job.
I thought it was way too much.
You thought it was too much. Now, yes. I will say there were some moments where I was like, like, we didn't really need to include the girl, overdosing. I get it.
It just happened so fast. Like, it was just so much. Like, they literally said, everything you need to know about this show, we're putting it all in this first episode.
I don't think so, though. I feel like this episode really set up a lot of things.
It set up everything. Like, you cannot say you'll ever be lost on like what's going on.
And that's what a good pilot episode does, because it's like we're teasing it just enough, but believe me, there's more to see. There's so many things, so many directions I think they could take this. So I'm gonna go back and watch it next week. I'm gonna watch the next episode, and I actually encourage everybody listening to watch the show. Like, I think it was if nothing else, this was a pilot episode that was so well written and well acted, well costumed, well lit. Let me just say
it's a budget on the hair and the clothes. There's a budget, honey. Eve with that blonde. My God,
blonde motherfucker in that bodysuit. I said, "Oh, ma'am,
she looks good. She looks good.
Eve looks good as fuck. Okay." She looks fucking amazing in the show. And even the natural hair wig that she was doing.
Yes, that was cute.
I was feeling that shit. But in Brandy rapping?
No, but can we say that Brandy's out here, like, she's really out here, like, rapping as if she was, like, some Kendrick Lamar level. Like, she was spitting. Like,
Brandy was spitting.
You would have thought that Brandy was a rapper and not a singer, because she was embodying that feel so...
She really was.
Like, so I really thought, like, she was a rapper for real. I'm like, damn, Brandy, are you like a rapper on the low? Like, you are really playing this very well. Like, you're acting for real.
She really did. Yeah, she really did. She really did. What did you guys think of it? What did you think of Queens?
So I actually still have to watch it.
Okay.
But
wow, so
I do feel encouraged. I feel encouraged though.
No, you should still watch it, even though I think the I think it was a lot in the pilot. Like, they really did like set up everyone's storyline. So what I'm hoping, because I am going to still watch it. What I'm hoping for the rest of the season is that they flush everything out a little bit slower, or like just do a little bit more pacing with it. I hope they do.
Let's see if they get a second season.
I hope they actually do get a second season.
Is it a 30-minute or 45-minute show?
It's like hour. It's like an hour, but of course,
like 45 minutes.
For the commercials,
so it's like 45. It's like 45. So it's an hour.
I didn't expect the young girl being in it.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. I didn't know who the fuck she was.
I'm interested to see like how that plays out.
She was like a young female rapper. She's supposed to be the hottest female rapper like on the scene right now.
And it's like the dichotomy of like rappers from the 90s to rappers. So I wonder how that's gonna play out. What conversations they'll have.
Me too.
They did do a little bit with like talking about men controlling, like they're still controlling women and how they look. So I'm thinking we're gonna get more of those conversations. So I'm excited to see what else comes from this.
What about this documentary that premiered before it, The Real Queens of Hip Hop? Now, did you watch it, Brianna?
I did not see this one.
So this is on Hulu if you want to watch it. It's only like an hour or so.
Another 45 minutes,
It was like 45 minutes. Here's the thing. I think it does some things really well, and then I think it does a lot of things not really
It does the 80s perfect, if you ask me.
Perfect. I think the 80s, it did the 80s, and even the late 70s. It did really perfectly. I think we got shorted on the 90s.
You think? That ain't no think, baby.
You're right. There was
That's not a thought. You blinked and you ended up in the 2000s. You said, wait, what happened?
Yeah. And I think when we're talking about the 2000s, it was interesting the angle that they talk about it from. Yeah. They chose to talk about it from like Eve's angle and Trina's angle, which is amazing because these are angles that you never hear about when we talk about, rap in the 2000s, or when we talk about female rap in the 2000s. Like, these aren't the things that they're talking about in documentaries. Yeah. But I think it's very fitting that we start giving Trina her flowers because, she deserves it. I hope they do on rap shit. I hope there's, I hope she makes.
Oh, Trina has to be somewhat a part of it because it's in Miami, or like the background is Miami. There's no way.
I love that they got the City Girls to sit down
I love that.
And talk. Oh. What I wish is that there would have been more girls from today. Like, I know obviously they weren't gonna get Nicki Minaj. They weren't gonna get Cardi B, but I think they could have reached out to a lot more girls.
They could have got Megan. They could have got Doja.
They could have got Doja. I think
they got the QC girls because Lakia was on there.
Lakia was also in it, and there was a little talk after, hosted by.
Isn't that so crazy
Martinez.
That I just said that on the last episode? I was like,
you did say that.
They should have a sit down.
Do you see how but I didn't like this.
I didn't like how. I didn't know.
I didn't like the way that it was structured. I didn't like the way it was done. I don't think Angie Martinez was, asking the right questions,
Oh, really?
I really don't. And usually I like her interviews, so I was
about to say, she's usually good.
Yeah, so I was
to be fair, I also think that we only got 10 minutes, not even that, maybe
barely 10. It was barely 10
and it's just
10
so
minutes.
much I think that the girls can talk about with each other.
Yeah,
young and old. That should be a series on its own.
It should be a series on its own, and because this is what we want to hear. And I loved how they really talked about, the 2020 when, or even not even before 2020, like how, what we talked about in our series from Pink Friday to WAP. If you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to that.
It's a great time to go back, y'all.
Because that's exactly what they did at the end of this documentary is talk about that. And I think that's incredible that they brought that up and talked about, there's so many girls out here now and they are all just doing great, amazing things. And I loved it. I was really excited by this documentary. I just wish it would have given me more.
Yeah, it had way more it could have done in the 90s. The one thing that truly pissed me off was, one, they didn't mention Foxy Brown at all. And
two, they do that a lot. They do that a lot. Of never mentioning her. Do that a lot.
But two,
makes sense to me. But
the section about Little Kim, it was all masking Biggie, and it was only 2 seconds. But the whole, I guess her little 5-second part was about, and then Biggie died, and I'm like, bruh, I get this ain't no shade to Biggie or nothing like that. And I get that Biggie was a big part of Little Kim and stuff like that. But Little Kim is her own fucking person.
Exactly.
A lot of her success, it revolves around her as well. It does not just revolve around Biggie. Y'all are gonna have to stop centering Little Kim and Biggie. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about Biggie.
I agree.
Because if we really get into the nitty gritty of him with her, it's actually a lot more negatives than it is positives if we really want to talk about it.
Yeah, and
let's stop trying to act like
see what she says in her book too.
Yeah, I want to know what she says too. She's probably gonna paint him positive and stuff, but
who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But I want us to stop centering Little Kim around Biggie. Please.
Yeah, I would like that. So Eve is pregnant.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know how old she is, but
I was about to say, I'm about to look up how old she is.
I am so happy for her because she seems like she's glowing, and it seems like she's wanted a child for a long time. She talked about how they've been trying and now they're about to have a baby, and that's exciting.
How old is she?
She's 42.
She's 42. I mean, listen, Halle Berry had her daughter, and she was 45, 46 years old.
Janet Jackson
had a baby, and she was 50. She was 50. So listen, it can be done. And
it can be done.
Listen, that baby's gonna be well taken care of. Its parents are legends,
Right.
I don't know much about her white husband, but she loves him, so I guess good for her.
He got some money, happy. So congratulations.
Yeah, and apparently he already has
kids. 2 kids.
He
I
does.
believe
Okay.
too. I believe too.
I know she mentioned in an interview that he has kids. So she's a stepmom already, and I'm sure she has a lot of experience, and now she gets to be a mommy on her own, and that's really exciting. I'm wishing the best for her, wishing a happy and like safe pregnancy, and you know, it's amazing, and you know, good for her. Good for her.
Congrats.
Yeah. So Baby Tay, you were right because you said this last episode, and I was
did.
Huh?
Wow.
So young Baby Tate has officially changed her name to Baby Tate. And she's
not young anymore.
She's not young anymore.
She's just a baby.
She has a new label. She signed to what, Warner now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so she signed to Warner Music now, and her new single "Petty," which was teased in her TikTok about when the girl was talking about her body. She teased it. Her single is releasing October 29th, so that's next week. I'm very happy for her.
I am too. That means she's getting some money behind her, and she deserves it.
And exactly, because I think this is when we're gonna see. Like, I think all she needed was a budget and a team behind her, and we are about to see what she can do because she's incredibly talented, and she's incredibly just like creative. So I'm creative. Interested. I'm really interested.
Exactly.
I'm really interested to see what Baby Tate is gonna do next. If you are not listening to her, like, you really need to be. Like, you really, really need to be. Her music is just
you're behind.
It's not even just so fun, but it's so creative. It's so amazing to hear
somebody creative,
so young,
energetic, exciting,
energetic,
young, black, like this young black woman who is just like in love with herself and finding herself and is like expressing herself through her music. And that's exactly what I feel like rap music is supposed to be. So you should be listening to Baby Tate. You really should be listening to Baby Tate. Like,
the creativity is off the wall,
off the charts.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited about this new like label. How she's going to be able to pop with her like creative direction.
I'm really excited to see what she can do with the creative direction.
Congrats, girl.
Talk about Miss
what's her name? Moneybags.
Oh no! I'm talking about Miss Moneybags, who always has a stay with a motherfucking check. Sweetie, has a new Netflix show. It's called. I did not even hear about this until you mentioned it. It's called Sex Unzipped, and it drops October 26th. Tell us about.
Basically, it's a sit down type show. So I guess like talk show.
And she's good at that. Sweetie should have.
She is good at that.
So she's gonna have a bunch of different guests, and the premise of it is like, you know, talking about sexual liberation. You know. Sex positive. The only reason why I knew about it is because I don't know if y'all follow Aloni on Twitter, the girl who be like, ladies, let's have fun on the timeline, and then like it'd be just a whole bunch of stories about like ladies acting chaotic. Related to like relationships and sex and stuff like that. I will share her page and like some of her threads. When I tell you, she just like posts different things. She'll be like, okay, ladies, tell me about a time when you told your man you were asleep but you weren't. And so it's just like threads of women just talking about different things. So yeah, she's gonna be on the show, so I'm super excited to see her. Like, I just see like what they talk about.
One thing about Sweetie is as much as she is on the internet, because she is very on the internet, she is always like bringing the girls with her. You know what I mean? Like, she incorporates them in what she does, and I really love that. I really love that about Sweetie.
Yeah, like, I'm excited to see Aloni on it, and because Aloni's she's from the UK, so I was excited to see how that collab.
We know you love them. You love them bitches.
I was excited to see how that collab just came about. I'm happy that they did choose her because she is like one of the known, like online influencers, sex
from the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cute.
Cool.
I'll send y'all one of her threads so y'all could just
with us. I definitely could get into that.
Okay, so next, the birthday girl, our fave, Miss Doja Cat, who we gonna ride with till the wheels fall off.
Period.
She has a new collab with BH Cosmetics. Here's my thing about BH Cosmetics.
I haven't ordered from them in such a long time.
As a person who wears a lot of makeup, all the time, this is not a brand I would ever purchase from ever again. the quality is bad. It's cheap, but it's cheap for a reason because it's not good. So while I'm very happy for Doja Cat, I think a more fitting collab would have been ColourPop. If you want to go,
a lot of people are going with ColourPop.
If you want to go the affordable route, why not go with a brand where the quality is at least good? You know,
and ColourPop is fun, and Doja Cat is like a fun girl.
Yes.
You know,
Doja Cat should have a ColourPop collab. Like, I really see it in her future. But the collection, I mean, with BH Cosmetics, it looks cute. It looks fun. I just know it's gonna be terrible when I get it. So
just congratulations.
Just congratulations for the partnership. I want the girls to continue to get bags. You know what I mean? And that's why Megan's new hottie sauce with Popeyes, which we will all be trying in a TikTok. Yes. Everybody, by the time you hear this episode, we will have tried the hottie sauce.
Let y'all know.
Let y'all know what's what. And
I'm really afraid, to be honest.
Do you not like hot
things about it? Yeah, I've heard. Okay, well, I've heard good things about it, but I feel like it's going to taste similar to the sweetie sauce.
I don't think it is.
Yeah,
the sweet sauce was sweet.
I've watched like some TikToks and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, it's like a sweet, sour, tangy with like a little bit of kick at the end," which makes it different. But I feel like it's gonna be like similar vibes. I don't know. That's my prediction.
All these fast food places are jumping on McDonald's bandwagon of having like a food collab.
Did y'all see Popeyes in the future? Like, did y'all see that being the next one?
Is that what somebody said?
No,
I'm saying, like, did y'all see like Popeyes being the next?
I think we said that.
Oh, we did?
I think we did say this was going to happen like months ago, though. I was like, somebody needs to collab with Popeyes. Somebody needs to collab with the seafood boil place. Like, I feel like we said that at some point.
I do remember you saying that. I
actually feel like
that was okay, well, damn, I missed it.
But I don't know. But I did not see this being the next one. But, you know, I did see something so random on my Explore page of Nelly having a collab with Burger King. I have not eaten a Burger King in at least 10 years.
I have. I eat their Impossible Burger.
Oh, really? Is it good?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, wow.
It tastes just like a Whopper.
Well, I didn't like Whoppers. I never liked them. So,
okay, well then, baby, the Impossible Burger is not for you.
Yeah, it's not a thing. But good for Megan. I'm excited to try the hottie sauce because I love Popeyes. And
oh my god, that on the chicken sandwich. Oh wow. Oh, you gonna do the chicken?
I'm gonna do it with the nuggets.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do it with. See, I'm debating because I like the shrimp.
So we can all do different things.
So I think I'm going to try it with the shrimp because what I usually get is I get the shrimp, like a combo with like a biscuit, obviously, and mashed potatoes. But then I get the Bio Buffalo sauce with the shrimp and dip it in that. So I think I'm going to still get the Bio Buffalo sauce in case the hottie sauce isn't good. But I think I'm going to go the shrimp route because I could eat like a quarter pound of those and then not be like, you know, feeling disgusting after.
I got you.
So I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So
we shall see.
Yeah, moving on. So the City Girls breaking up. I did not get to watch this TikTok. What is the vibe?
Oh my god! So the TikTok isn't like saying they are gonna break up. The TikTok is basically going through. How do I explain this? The process of people
like rumors.
It's going through the rumors of them breaking up. So you all know both ladies have dropped. They haven't dropped their own songs, but they are on two different songs. Two different singles. JT with Summer Walker, Young Miami with Quavo. And so people are doing what they do best, talking about like, oh, the girls are doing different songs, like they're about to break up and they're setting them up for a separate career.
Did anybody say that about Chloe and Halle?
Yes, they did the same thing with Chloe and Halle. She's doing movies and Chloe's dropping songs by herself. And I just want us to stop trying to break up girl groups.
Yeah, please.
Right. Please. Also, I was like, we never said the same thing with Migos.
No one ever said the Migos was breaking up, and they got motherfucking albums by themselves. Like, they have albums.
Several, at least.
Like, let them do their own projects and then do projects together. Like, they know where home is.
I think that's fair. Yeah, exactly. They know where home is.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe that the City Girls are breaking up.
I don't think so either. Because I saw something on Twitter, I think yesterday, that they were doing something together, or like they're on a cover or something. I was like, I don't think their breakdown.
The only way the City Girls break up, I think one of them gotta die. And I'm not trying to kill them, but I'm just saying that's the only way.
Yeah, because they seem like they very much love each other, love making music. They love making music together. They love working together. And if you have a dynamic that's that good, why? Especially
why break it up now?
Exactly, especially when I
feel at the height, like they have a lot of traction.
They do. They have a lot of traction now. Like Twerkulator is gold, and I think this is. Like,
I didn't know that. Yes,
I think this is their first like solo. As a group, like it's their first plaque on their own. It's just the City Girls. And that's exciting. That's really exciting. And
stop breaking up the girls. That's the moral of the story.
That's what I want. Stop it. Now, speaking of the girls, is it Big Jade or is it Big Jada? Because
I think it's Big
Jade. It's Big Jade.
So Big Jade, I did not even know that he had a record label.
Me either.
But Big Jade said that she was looking into signing to Offset, the rapper from Migos, Cardi B's baby daddy and husband. She was looking to signing to his record label, but he told her that if she wanted to sign to him, she was going to have to, start over. She's going to have to get her body done. She's going to have to get plastic surgery and come out with a whole new look and a whole new vibe. And what she said in the clip that I read, she said, who knows if I'll get plastic surgery in the future. I don't know if I'll do that or if I won't. But if I do, it's not going to be because because somebody else is telling me, because it's for a record label. It's going to be because I want to do that.
I want to do it. Exactly.
Let me tell you how disgusted I was when I read this.
Honestly, it was terrible. So this is older news. This was back in March.
Yeah.
But I had just got wind of it, and I thought that this was appropriate to talk about because we just got done talking about Young Baby Tate and her body, and then all this colorism stuff coming up, and the blackfishing, and just how all of this just kind of plays into the role or the idea that the rap girls have to look the same. They have to look the same.
Or they have to look ambiguous as well. Like they want them to look racially ambiguous. They want their bodies to be if you go, there are, first of all, and let me be very clear, I am not a plastic surgery shamer. Ain't shit wrong with that. It's not for me personally. I couldn't see that being what I would do with my money if I had it, but that's only because I have a less than zero pain tolerance. I could never do elective surgeries if I didn't have to. But the fact that you are trying to force a woman to have plastic surgery instead of focusing on what, and this is a woman who's
artistry,
really talented. And Big Jade, I think, has a lot of talent. Big Jade has a lot
Y'all know
of talent.
I love them girls. That was my song.
And that was one of the songs in conversation when we talked about Song of the Summer. That was an incredible, and I think if she had a machine behind her the way that Cardi
song would have went up.
It would have went way up. It would have went way up. It would have went way up. But it's disgusting because this is the same thing. Do you guys remember? And this was a couple years ago, I think. That clip of Rick Ross, I think it was on Love and Hip Hop something, Love and Hip Hop Miami or whatever, when he was in the studio with this artist he was about to sign, and he was just being so vulgar to her and telling her he would only sign her if she was X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 and just saying a bunch of disgusting stuff to her, and then he had to come out and apologize.
All these men are nasty, all of them.
It's but why would you go on record and say something so disgusting
because
about
they feel comfortable in saying it, and they know that no one's going to check them about it. They know that they're gatekeepers and that they can say whatever they want to say, no matter how disgusting or how foul it is.
It's
and
gross.
Most people will agree with it because a lot of especially the women in rap, if you look at the girls who are on top, the bodies are all shaped the same. They all got the same similar skin complexion, similar hair types, they all get a laid wig by Arrogant Tay. Here's the thing. To me, I don't think men can constantly complain about oh, the girls are doing the same thing, they're giving the same vibes, they're doing the same da-da-da. When y'all only let a certain type of girl win. Y'all aren't opening spaces for the rest of them to get a machine behind them, get the money and stuff.
It's every time they say something like that, it's okay, well, tell me then, who are you listening to that doesn't look like that?
Exactly.
Right.
what are you doing to then combat what you're complaining about?
Like, it would just be complaints. But then,
no
like, you get your own label, whatever. You following the same shit. Exactly. You ain't doing nothing different. Because you not being the innovative person you think you are.
It's about money at the end of the day.
It's about money for you. If it was really about the music, you wouldn't be saying shit like you need to get your body done.
That was so disgusting.
Who is and it's beautiful, like on her own.
Like regardless. Yeah.
I mean, we should say that. Also, I should have started with that. It's like she's like stunning. You know what I mean? Like she's very beautiful, a woman. If for someone to come to her and say you need to get your body done if you want to pop off, you know.
That's why I like when people like complain about BBLs and stuff like that and all these surgeries. All this shit is a commodity. Being beautiful, being desirable is a commodity. No matter what field you're in, rap, modeling, hell, motherfucking assistant. All that shit like plays a role. Like being desirable.
It doesn't matter what you are. Sex sells.
Is a part of the game, sadly. So like, don't be complaining about these women when they be doing all this stuff. Be like, well, we want that natural body. Like, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
I wish they would shut up. And speaking of motherfuckers who need to shut up, let's talk about Too Short and Saweetie.
Wait, yeah. So where was this interview?
So it was an Instagram Live,
and this is old too, but it just resurfaced.
Old, but it just resurfaced. This was an old Instagram Live back when she was sampling "Blow the Whistle" on Tap In. So she gets on Instagram Live with him and is talking about obviously like rap music, this and that. And he says something like, he said something about how he could never
like he's only been in love with mixed women.
With mixed women. Like he could never love.
First of all, where does that even come from in a conversation about rap?
Yeah, I was like, how did that even start?
Y'all see how y'all always result back to the same shit, but then complain about that shit. Like
it's like, who even asked you that? We're
talking about this sample.
Nigga, who even asked you this?
We want to yell, what's my favorite word, bitch? Like, come on.
And it's like everybody, but what's upsetting to me is now people are blaming Saweetie for it, you know? And if you look at the interview, when he said that, she was like visibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it got awkward for her.
But she's doing what she can do best and is like trying to steer the conversation away from that dumb shit back onto what is like what should be the focus. Her fucking single that was dropping. You know what I mean? Right. Like you clear the sample. Did you only do that because she's hot?
Yes. Let's be honest. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Like no shade to Saweetie. Y'all know we have our thoughts and opinions on her
love-hate relationship.
But let's be real. If Homegirl was not attractive, or if
it was Rhapsody or like Chica or like one of the other, if it was like fucking Tierra Whack, would you have cleared the sample? I don't see it.
I don't either.
I don't foresee it. But because it was Saweetie, she's also from the West Coast. She's also from the Bay, where he's from, I guess.
Right.
It makes sense, but I'm just disgusted. Like, I don't have much more to say about it other than it just always disgusts me. Like, black men continue to be the weakest fucking link in our, culture. Like,
it was just so nasty, so unprovoked, and like, here's the thing.
Nobody wants your bald head, ugly ass.
That's
anyway,
one.
Nigga. Please.
I'm not gonna say I kind of understand people going at Saweetie, but
it's easy.
First of all, them like going at Saweetie, they're not actually going at her like for the correct things. Like if you ask me, like I get some people like saying like, yes, it is like light skinned people's job to like break it down and like actually, because like you say the same thing about like it's white people's job to break down racism and stuff like that. But I think the people who are coming at her, they're not like, a lot of them aren't coming at her in that point of view. Like they just want a reason to come at Saweetie.
To come after Saweetie.
There is some constructive criticism that can go on her end. I wouldn't 100% put this on her because like she didn't say that. So like it's not her fault. But like there is some critique that could come on her end. But like y'all not necessarily critiquing her in the best light.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I don't even want to talk about this. However,
come on, it's our last bad one.
Fucking.
She's just so embarrassing. I just like, there's no other way to say it. It's like, she's just so embarrassing.
It's the last negative topic. Sad. It's the last negative one.
And it's so sad. And I'll say this before we like actually get into it. I was talking to my aunt about this, about how it's so sad to see the demise of an artist that you really, you know, appreciate, grew up with, has the talent, and to see them go and crash and burn in the way that they do is just like, it's hurtful.
Jesse Nielsen? Who even is this bitch?
I have no idea.
Y'all, that was so sad to watch.
Oh,
I just really feel like we're getting a downfall, and I hate it.
Oh my god, I didn't even listen to the song. I didn't even listen to it.
Here's the thing, I didn't either, and I don't care to listen to it.
I will not listen to it. So obviously we're talking about Nicki Minaj. And this whole goofy, dumb ass thing that she did about defending Jesse Nielsen from blackfishing, who, because Leanne, the actual black person in Little Mix,
I'm screaming,
had mentioned to Jesse, like, hey, you're very dark in this video. What's that about? Like, when did that start? And when did you start doing this like Caribbean thing? And why are you sampling? First of all, let's talk about sampling.
No, let's talk about why did Diddy give her permission? Why did he?
Let me tell you, that
Diddy is not seeing the pearly gates. He's not seeing them.
He's not even from a distance. That nigga ain't gonna see it. He can't.
Because how dare you?
Hey, I mean, in the fact, like, first of all, so they sampled Bad Boys for Life, an amazing song, terrific song, brilliant song. For this, I never would have cleared that shit.
I never. First of all, she's not American. Like, no shade. I'm not trying to do no xenophobia shit like that.
No.
Not American. A white girl. This is a pop song.
And like, it's ugly. Did you see the clips from the video? Why the fuck is she on a tennis court with a golf club? Explain it to me. Because there was no thought put into this shit. And why are all these bad boys so now she's Caribbean? Now she's saying
she is
Bad Boys. She's Caribbean?
Yeah.
I didn't know
but let's go back to Diddy, because I want to continue eating his ass up.
Yeah.
Diddy, you been talking all this black pride shit, black culture,
oh my gosh,
stand with the black people and all that stuff.
Shut the fuck up.
And you cleared this for a white woman.
He'd be the first one to not stand with a black person. Remember that shit with Mace? Where Mace was like, I was trying to buy back my master. And this man said, I'm selling it to the highest bidder. And that's not you, nigga.
Like, disgusting. All these black artists that he could have cleared that sample for, if he really wanted that song to like come back out and like, you know,
done something good with it.
You could have gave it to Chloe. Hell, you could have gave it to Normani. You could have gave it to SZA. You could have gave it to any of these niggas that be singing, and you gave it to her.
And so then Nicki Minaj gets on Instagram Live with Jesse and is attacking
Unprovoked. Let's add that part. Because no one asked her.
No one asked for it. No one asked for it. No one cares about this song. We were just going to let it pass.
We was going to drag that bitch and call it a day.
And that was going to be it. But she was not having it. She had to get on Instagram Live and start calling out Leanne, saying, oh, now she got a song with Nicki Minaj. Now you want to call her out because you're jealous. No, bitch. We're calling it out because now I feel safe enough to speak up about this.
Exactly. Like, what's not clicking?
I was not feeling safe enough. And when we did that song with you, I wasn't feeling safe enough at the time. You, of all people, should understand that.
But you know what it is? Nicki actually thinks that she's the common denominator. Because she also brought up in the live, and everyone's questioning Bia now. Like, everyone's questioning if Bia's black. And everyone only started doing it because of the song with me. Like, it's all revolved around me. And I'm like,
no.
Nicki, first of all, no one actually knew these girls beforehand. Like, let's be clear. No one really, like, no shade to them.
Yeah.
No one knew Bia was. And if they did know a Bia song, no one necessarily knew, like, Bia's face. Like, no one knew that she was the face A Whole Lot of Money or her face for that Russ song. Yeah. And then with Jesse Nelson, Lil Mix is not that popping in the US. Like,
no, it is not.
No shade to them. I do listen to a couple of songs. They did not take off in the US. So we do, like, Americans, we do not know who Jesse Nelson is. But the people over in the UK, they have been talking about Jesse being a blackfish for a long time. They've been having those conversations over there. We just wait to the conversation because it's finally coming over to us because an American Trini artist is on the song, and we looking at this like, babe, this ain't making sense. You from a pop girl band group who be singing pop songs, love songs, all this stuff. Y'all ain't never did nothing like this. So why is this your first come out song? Why? This ain't got shit to do with you, Nicki Minaj. Like, fuck you for high-key co-signing this, but this ain't got shit to do with you. We supposed to be spending our time talking about Jessie, not you. Now we gotta go in on your ass because you done put yourself in the middle.
You being a goddamn goofy, and over what? A song that's gonna like peak at like number 85 on the charts.
It's not even in top 10.
That shit ain't even. It's not even on the Billboard charts. It's bubbling under the Hot 100.
And what's really pissing me off is that we're still explaining appropriation and assimilation. When she starts about them blonde wigs, I said, "Girl, you're off the end. You're off the end.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
She's actually gone
the blonde
off the
wigs, the lips.
She's actually gone off the deep end. She's actually gone off the fucking deep end. I think because nominations for the Where My Girls At Awards are about to open up. And I didn't think we were going to have to bring back the Where's My Publicist
Award baby, that's
year.
A permanent.
This bitch, she might have it sewn
She cleared.
She cleared that shit. She might have it sewn the fuck up.
It might just be like Nicki Minaj, which month? She might be just competing against herself.
Oh no, oh my God, no.
Which month?
How did we get here?
It's just so sad. It really is sad and embarrassing.
God. It's embarrassing.
I feel secondhand embarrassing.
And the fucking, when she got on Instagram Live, because she always tries to deflect when her husband is in court for some rapey shit.
Always.
And I'm like, you really creating a spectacle for a nigga who can't even lead a house. He can't even lead a house, Nicki. This nigga can't go nowhere.
Well, but did y'all see that, what is it, not the rule in the default, I don't know what the term is. It's no longer against her now because she finally said something to the courts and said that the reason why she didn't respond is because like miscommunications or something like that. So that $2 million, I guess, like
$20 million,
yeah. I don't know if it's called a default or whatever. It's not on her anymore because she does have she did get a lawyer and stuff like that. It's on the husband now because he doesn't have any representation, nothing like that.
What does he do? Because what does he do? What does he do?
I have thoughts, but I'm gonna save those for myself.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll save them for private times.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Speaking of being tired of people. Well, Doja Cat had mentioned how she's just like, I think kind of what we mentioned in the beginning of the episode, just like kind of being burnt out from like work, performances, like all of it. And honestly, I was like, that's fair.
I get it.
I was like, artists should have breaks. Like they should be able to decompress, have time of like solitude by themselves.
Right now. This bitch is in and out of Europe and not paying us no mind with music.
Living her life, sprinkling a couple of pics here and there. But honestly, after seeing like her comments, Doja Cat's comments about like her feeling tired, I was like, I get it.
And like, I hope she does take the break. You know?
Yeah, she's been on go since the pandemic, if you think about it.
Yeah. And she hasn't, and it's like she hasn't had a break, and it's because she had this momentum, and she is one of the artists who really actually took that and ran with it. I think her, Lil Baby, Meg to a certain extent.
I would say Chloe and Halle in there too.
Chloe and Halle. I mean, they took this shit and they really made it their bitch. Like they ran with it. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of everything that Doja Cat has become because this is the artist I always knew she was since I started listening to her. It's the creativity that I knew she had, but she really has elevated it to such another level, and she's just tired, and that's fair. Like, I don't really know what else to say. Like, if you're tired,
we always talk about the girls being on the go and like they always got multiple bags and they're just doing so much, and I think just what this tweet just represents is how women in hip hop, they have to be so much and do so much all the time just to stay relevant and stay on. Yeah. And they never just truly get a break. So I hope she does.
Get a break. I hope she takes a break.
Take a break.
She had a birthday. She looked amazing at this birthday party. Looked like they were having a great time. I hope she has a good time. I hope she takes a break. She fucking deserves.
Yes.
Okay. Let's speed through new music because we're almost at an hour. Before we get
our main topic. Music, let's speed through. Just like what y'all like, what y'all didn't like that came out. We'll do it like that. What's the tea?
So I listened to Ken the Man's mixtape. I enjoyed it. I only picked up one other song. So I was gonna say, other than the songs that we've all heard, WTF, I'm Perfect, Rose Gold, Stripper Pole. The only other song that I added was On It, which I really liked.
Okay.
But I thought it was like a decent album or a decent mixtape rather, but I'm interested to hear more from her.
Yeah.
I don't think that she's done anything yet to make her pop necessarily yet, like to stand out amongst like all the other rap girls at the moment.
I agree. I think like she's missing again something that's gonna hook me. Like sometimes when I was listening to like I'm Perfect and WTF, I felt like what was missing was like there was no levels to the song. There was no like, okay, now I can catch my breath while I'm listening to it. Like there was no real, it was just her rapping. And I'm like, but it wasn't on a beat where it's like, this is just you rapping. It was on a beat where like, you want this to be a song that people can hook on to, you know, and there's no hook. And with Ken the Man, I think she's beautiful. I think she is incredibly like talented. I think she has an interesting voice and an interesting flow, and I'm always interested to hear from her, but it always just slightly misses the mark for me because there just isn't something to hook me, you know?
I would say that she's missing a song structure.
Yeah.
So like she has the flow. She definitely can rap. She can freestyle.
Definitely.
The skills are there. What's missing is the song structure. So like a lot of the beats that are on this album, there's meant to be a structure for these beats. This isn't just like I'm putting out a freestyle. So yeah, I think that's what's missing. Maybe her team should like get some songwriters in the booth with her so they can learn how to construct an actual song. Yeah. Because if you go back to like He Be Like,
I agree.
That it has structure to He Be
Like.
I
like He Be Like.
That's why that one was so good. The songs that we're getting now, they're good, and like you would like them if you are a Ken the Man fan, but like you wouldn't necessarily send those to someone and be like, these are the songs you need to be listening to from Ken the Man.
Exactly.
So I think if she can get her structure together, it'll help with the storytelling easier to like really get her into that next phase of being the artist, because like, you know, she's still in the beginner stage, so she just getting stuff out. So
yeah.
We're definitely still counting on you, girl.
We ain't giving up on you. We have not given up on
It's so many other people to give up on before you, honey.
Bitch, you believe me, you're not even on that list. We gonna be listening for Ken the Man because I know she got it.
Yeah, I think she'd be so good. Like if she actually like had a team and like can get that song structure together, I think she would be.
You'd be on it.
She would be danger.
Just to switch gears, can I say something that again might not be a popular opinion?
You're gonna say you like the song?
What?
Are you gonna say you liked X for a Reason?
No, I did not like X for a Reason, but here is a little bit further. I did not like Summer Walker's album.
Over it?
No, I didn't like it.
Cut the cameras.
I don't know about that. You'll have about one more unpopular opinion before we have to take it artificially. You said Insecure.
Actually, you said Over
right
here,
like, but explain yourself.
This is twice in one day, baby. You got one more strike before I just leave.
Don't leave. When I listened to the album, there was nothing distinguishable about it. All of the songs just kind of mashed together. It was too long.
And I would agree with that. A lot of songs do sound the same.
It just sounded the same, and there was nothing on it that made me think like, this is something I can really relate to. This is something that makes me stand out. I think the one song that I really, really was like vibing with, it was the one, the one Fun Girl. She was doing an acoustic, and I thought it was like really beautiful and interesting. And I would be more interested to hear stuff like that from her. But like a lot of it is just like, this is childish shit, you know. if I weren't in therapy, maybe I would be vibing to this, but I've grown a lot. And so I can't even listen to a lot of the music the same. Didn't like the song. Didn't like it.
She needs London on the track. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, now London actually needs to be on the track.
No, but
here's the thing. I would say JT's verse was actually decent. It was
JT's
actually
verse
good.
Was decent. Yeah, JT's
like
verse was
it matched the vibe.
All right.
I think no, for her to be like, because this is actually JT's first song. Well, it's not her first song by herself, because you got First Day Out, but like it's her first single by herself.
Right.
Caresha has a past of doing songs by herself because when JT was in jail. But this is her first one by herself. I think it does actually match the vibe. Like it
really does.
It's cute.
JT is talented.
Yeah, I think JT has incredibly talented in her. So I just didn't like the song altogether because like I see that they're trying to like upbeat her, and like Summer Walker isn't really an upbeat type of person. Although I did like Something Real, I thought that was a good, but then again, I was London on the track again. I thought that was a good one.
That's what's missing. That's what's missing.
And we know they don't fuck with each other no more.
So yeah, but JT was decent. I would rate that one like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I think a 6 out of 10 is a good rating for this song. Can I just talk, because I didn't listen to the Quavo song yet, featuring Young Miami.
Oh my god, I can't.
Did you listen to it?
Did you like it?
Oh yeah, I saw the video. I saw the video and everything.
Okay.
Here's my only thought. My only thought is I want us to let Freaknik go. That's all I gotta say next.
Yes.
Not let Freaknik
I think, but I think this is on the same vein of like people doing reboots and like trying to do like remixes of popular songs. Like just make new things. Just like be creative, do different things. And I think this sounded like a typical like Quavo single song. Like I think Quavo is good when he's doing a feature or obviously when he's in the group, but I don't think his singles are that great. And I think he kind of sounds annoying, really.
Okay, yeah, he does.
But I didn't necessarily like the song.
This episode should just be titled "Hot Takes."
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Cause you're right. I've had a few. I don't think that's a hot take though, Brie. Like I agree.
I think a lot of people would think that's a hot take on Quavo, because y'all know Quavo's supposed to be Quayoncé.
He had budget.
Stop, not Quayoncé, bitch. No, why would you say that?
That's what they called him. They was calling him Quayoncé.
What? I've never heard that.
Not once in my life have I heard anybody refer to him as Quayoncé.
In the beginning, when like in the beginning, because he was the standout member in the beginning, like he was the most Quavo. They called him Quayoncé.
No, I want who is they?
The internet.
I did not hear that, but I definitely agree
because he was the first one to come out with a solo project. So they was like, Quavo on his Quayoncé.
I really hate it. I hate it.
Okay, but what you think of Young Miami on the song?
I didn't listen to the song.
It was okay. Like she was just okay. Like she had her like little verse or whatever, but I don't think it was anything that was
worth unique. Standing out.
Like worth standing out. I don't know. It's catchy. It'll definitely be a song for the TikToks. The way that these girls have been throwing ass on the gram for this song has been really ridiculous.
Okay,
yes.
Well, see, now
I'll have to send you some
stuff. I gotta listen. I didn't listen to it
because I didn't know that. So
do y'all have any good singles that came out these 2 weeks? Do y'all have any good singles?
Yes. Ice Baby. When I heard this shit,
that was good. Yeah.
Bitch, my motherfucking jaw dropped. The way that she switches her flow. Now y'all know.
She rode the beat.
Wait a minute, because y'all know we are flow militant to the death of us, bitch. But when I heard this shit, I said, "Oh, this bitch is gonna be on another level." Like I see it, I hear it. I literally downloaded the Color Show because they put it on Spotify.
Yeah,
they put the Color Show. And when I say this bitch sounds unreal, the things that she is doing with her flow now, I can't wait to hear this new project, because I'm just like, the way that she has grown. First of all, this song is fucking amazing. Let's just start there. I cannot wait to see the video because she's obviously about to do a Flavor of Love New York type thing, which I think is so creative. Why has anyone ever done that?
Yes. What you call it? The song that should have popped for Megan and what's that boy named Mac something?
Was it Max O'Cream?
Yeah, She Live was like that was Flavor. And that's been like the best video we've gotten so far because it's not all that CGI shit. Like that was a quality song. It was perfect.
Oh my god, that song was amazing.
But also, Flo Milli does like those like acting on TikTok with like Flavor of Love stuff, so it's like it's perfect.
And she is actually very funny. Like Flo Milli is fucking funny. I love this song. If you have not heard Ice Baby by Flo Milli, I actually want you to stop and go listen to it because it's good.
What was you all's thoughts on Kash Doll's song? I thought it was like an interesting switch up to like what she normally does, but I don't know. I don't think it's anything that's gonna be like
me either
played over and over again.
When I hear featuring Wale and Eric Bellinger, I'm like, I already don't care about this.
Oh wow, that was an interesting take.
I already don't care.
I like Wale, but Eric Bellinger is like
everyone likes Wale. I don't think anyone is like
I need Wale on this.
I think sometimes people are like Wale should be on it. Like songs that are more like sensual for the ladies, but they're rap songs. I think more people be like
Wale would have been a better person to call for even that these days.
Probably these days, but like usually when a song comes out that's like supposed to be for the ladies, most people like jump back into the Wale bag.
Did you hear that Wale song with J. Cole, Poke It Out? This is another reason we need to stop sampling until we figure out what the fuck is going on. Because they sampled Vibrant Thing, which is a Q-Tip song, a very, 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 very popular Q-Tip song. Like as soon as I heard the beat, I knew that's what it was. But I'm like, you are not even doing anything interesting with this sample. So all I want to do is turn this off and go listen to Vibrant Thing, which is what I did. Like if you're gonna use a sample, you better ride that motherfucking beat. Like, you better make this song something new. And it makes me think of, like, all the people who can sample really well. Missy Elliott, brilliant sampler. I think Drake does a really great job of sampling, you know, and that's a lot about their production. Like, you have 40, you have Missy in there, you have Timbaland in there.
You have some talent in there.
You have some talent in there. And some of these people who are working on this shit, I'm just looking at it and I'm listening and I'm like, why are you doing this?
Sampling is a true art. Like, you kind of got to go to school for that shit.
And that shit is, some of these motherfuckers ain't got it. They really ain't got it. They don't know how to sample. And I hate it when I hear a song that's sampled poorly because I'm like, you are really, because people are going to hear this for the first time and not know where it came from.
And be like, this shit's terrible.
And then, or even, they'll be like, oh, I like this. And then when they hear the original, they'll be like, this is not as good. And I'll be like, whoa. Because I remember back when I was in college, and this is a short story, and then we can move on to our main topic, I swear. But I remember back when I was in college, I was listening to some fucking song, and all my white friends were obsessed with, I think it was either Ariana Grande was singing on it or Tinashe was singing on it. I don't know how those are the two artists I'm thinking of. Those two artists I'm thinking of. And I remember when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, she's interpolating Gucci Mane. I knew that instantly. When they heard that she was interpolating Gucci Mane, they were like, huh? Like, who? What? And so then I played the original song for them and they were like, I don't really. And I said, not Gucci Mane. We ain't never gonna play Gucci Mane like that. We ain't never, because one thing about Gucci Mane is he is gonna ride for the girls. Like, Gucci Mane has never released a bad rap collaboration with a female rapper in his life.
That's facts.
In his life. We celebrate you.
We celebrate you.
One of the few kings. We
celebrate you, kings. That's it. But so I see, the thing about Kash Doll is a lot of it sounds the same. And none of it is like interesting enough. There was that recent song she had with Juicy J, Like a Pro. And Juicy J is like a masterful producer. Like, I think he should be really mentioned in those conversations when we're talking about the fucking like Timbalands, we're talking about the Dr. Dre's, we're talking about the people who really, really, really can get in there and make a fucking song. Juicy J is masterful producer, and he made this beat for her. He made this beat for her that was insane, and she got in there, and it was like ambient on the track. Like, I was on that I was listening to that song, and I'm like, fuck, Cash Doll. Like, he should have gave this beat to somebody else. Have you heard Like a Pro?
No, I'll check it out, though.
I don't think so.
So, if you go and you listen to it, as soon as she starts rapping, the song gets bad. And not bad because she's not because she's not rapping well, but bad because her energy is not giving what Juicy J gave.
On the same level,
on the production. And so I'm kind of on the fence about Cash Doll. You know, I wish her well. She's stunning, beautiful, funny, talented, no doubt, but it never really moves me, you know? It just doesn't.
Hopefully BMF does good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch it, but a lot of people fucking do. So, and I wish the best for her.
I hope y'all enjoy Power 2.0.
Yeah. So let's move on to our main topic, which I feel like is going to go really fast. So at this point, it's October 23rd, Saturday.
We're almost
October
at our
23rd.
year anniversary, y'all.
We're almost at our year anniversary of doing the show, and we kind of wanted to like look back. And we went back and we actually did the work of listening to our voices, listening to old episodes, and hearing some of the predictions we made, some of the opinions we had, the likes and the dislikes from this time last year. And we wanted to talk about like basically how it started versus how it's going. So like, how have we grown?
I want to start with what was y'all process of, like, what was y'all thought process of listening to the episodes? Like, what were you thinking? Like, I don't know, like, what were you thinking about when you were listening back to the first couple episodes?
I was scared. I hate listening to my voice,
which is a little cringy.
Which is crazy because I edit this podcast. Like, I edit the podcast on this channel, and I hate listening to my voice. Is nuts. What were you saying, Brie? I just cut you off.
No, same. I thought it was a little bit cringy listening to myself and like hearing myself. But I don't know, my thought process was just like thinking about what albums and like kind of what I know what was happening in 2020 in general, but like what were like the music vibes at the time and like what were we hoping for, I guess, going into this year, thinking that it would be like post-pandemic and it's like, oh, we're outside type stuff. So I don't know. I was trying to see, obviously most of my opinions were, I think, about like Meg and about Meg like about Meg and what's her name, like Doja Cat, I think were some of like the top people that I was talking about. But I think I was just like thinking about like albums and like what type of vibe we wanted to, what energy we wanted to have going into like a post-pandemic.
Yeah. I feel like my energy going back and listening, because as you guys know, when it comes to female rap, I'm the classics girl. Like,
you are.
I love a good turn up, but when it comes down to it, like, I'm a girl who loves the classics. I love Foxy. I love Meg. I said Meg. I love Foxy. I love Lil' Kim. I love Eve. I love Trina. I love,
Missy.
Queen Latifah. I love Missy. Like, I love the girls that I grew up listening to because that's what my young-ish parents listened to. Like, my parents are young, they had me when they were young, so the music that I listened to was that, and it stuck with me. So going back to where I was just like listening to some of my opinions that I had about some of the girls, like Thea and Meg and Coi Leray and everybody, and I was like, I'm so surprised. Like, it's been a real year of growth for me, I think. And I think you guys had a lot to do with that. Y'all had a lot to do, because a year ago you would never have heard me give a rec and say like, listen to this Chinese kitty song. No.
True.
No. But now I'm fully like, listen to this Chinese kitty song. You know what I mean? So
what about you, Shermie?
Yeah.
So yeah, my process was like, I was just listening to the audio and I was like, oh my God, wow, the audio has truly changed.
Yeah, we've worked out a lot of kinks, let me say.
And even like, I was looking at like the structure of the show, like listening to the structure of the show and like how it is like grown tremendously. But to me, it was interesting, and like what made it enjoyable to watch was just like listen how you all's opinions have changed, and like how a lot of my predictions have kind of.
Shermie might be psychic.
No, really.
How those have like I've been predicted, I guess, and I was trying to get over like listening to myself talk and just like I was more so just like critiquing myself listening to it, but also trying to hear like some things really stood out to me. Like I wrote them down, and I'm just
Me too.
like,
I wrote some stuff down.
I can't believe.
So what did you
this.
write down? Let's talk about it.
I have
let's
pages.
Talk about it. You have page S. She said multiple.
So I only listened to 4 episodes.
Yeah, why don't you go first?
Okay.
So I listened to the first episode, and one thing that really stood out to me, Mariah, you didn't know who Bree Runway was in the beginning. Do you remember that?
I did not know who she was.
And to see you be like a Bree Runway stan now.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God. Like when I first heard you say it, like re-listening to it, I'm just like, oh my God, like Mariah now like goes up for her so much.
Yes, I love Bree Runway. It's crazy.
And Bia, that was your first introduction to Bia as well.
Yeah, no, I wrote that down too. I was like,
and it's crazy because I remember myself saying
you didn't see it for Bia. You said that strictly. You did not see it for Bia.
No, she did. No, so I went back to our award show episode, and Mariah said, "I think Bia's gonna have a good year." This was when a whole lot of money was getting a little bit of traction, and she was like, "I think she's gonna have a good year."
I believe that might have been my music rec.
But the first episode, you said that you didn't see it for Bia.
I did. I said her voice is weird.
Yes.
I don't vibe with it. And I think what changed my mind was when For Certain came out. And I went.
Yep, I remember that was the exact episode. That was the exact one.
I actually went and sat down and listened to it. I actually did sit down and listen to it all the way through, and I was like, okay, I was wrong. You know what I mean? Like I had that moment where I was like, okay, I was wrong. And I think I may have been the one who said, like, whole lot of money, it might pop.
That was you. No, that was you.
That was one of the things I said. And another thing I remember that Shermie said was that we were talking. This was the episode when we got the dates mixed up, and so Bree, you couldn't be on because of schedule conflict. And we were talking about After the Rain, which was Baby Tate's mixtape.
And we said,
and
I am.
Shermie, and you said, I am. Shermie said,
I wrote that down. I literally wrote that down.
It's gonna be a hit. I am is gonna be a hit. And I think we had both said that was our biggest standout from the album. And then what happened?
I am took off. Like, yes.
And then what happened?
We did. I wrote that down too, that we were talking about. Yep, right here. I am became a hit. I was like,
yeah. What about you, Bree? Tell us.
What's some of yours? I have some more, but what's some of yours?
Yeah, one of my standouts was that I forget which episode it was, but we were talking about how the Rap Girl is going to pop, I think is what it was. And like specifically talking about Meg trying to play with like pop beats more and stuff like that, and how I prefer her Tina Snow Meg versus like this passive pop.
And then what happened?
No, yeah, and she's gotten like so fucking pop now, like especially with like what is it, BTS, and like the new song that she dropped with these Spanish artists and stuff like that.
I haven't listened to that one yet. It just came out, right?
Yeah,
it
like
just
literally
came
yesterday.
It's a verse.
Okay,
it's a verse.
But like I said, I think the last episode, like I think she's very busy right now. So these verses, I feel like are being written in the car.
Quick. But no, and that's what I wrote. Like, I had said in an episode that like with these pop songs, they feel very quick and like they feel rushed, and it's not really her. And I get because she's trying to expand her global presence in a way. But that was something that I feel like has remained a true fact for me, that I'm like, she's still getting into that pop area, and I still don't necessarily like it.
You know what I said about Meg this time last year? I wrote this down I said that by this time, Meg would have a Rihanna feature.
And Rihanna ain't featuring nobody, but A$AP Rocky.
Besides A$AP Rocky.
But I still think it's gonna happen. Like I see it. I really think it's still gonna happen.
We'll see.
I'm calling it. I'm calling.
I don't know about that one too.
I know.
It might not be within a week. It might not be within a year. It might be 10 years.
And we know that Adele is finna drop, so ain't nobody dropping no album until the beginning of next year at minimum.
Oh, that was another thing. I think around this time last year, I had said that Cardi B was going to drop an album.
Yeah, we said Cardi B and we said Sweetie, and neither one of them.
But I think that if Cardi B hadn't gotten pregnant, she might have.
Because she had all that hype with WAP.
These pregnancies.
Yeah. And I'm happy for her. You know, she's very happy. She's a mother too. Love that. We love mamas working. I still think Cardi B's going to drop an album.
This year?
This year?
No, at the beginning of next year. Nobody's dropping an album. Adele is about to drop. Nothing's coming out.
Yeah, everyone did move around. Like, even Taylor Swift moves around. I said, wow. If Taylor got to move around, the girls just need to cut it.
Nothing's coming out until the beginning of the year. But I think Cardi B's going to drop an album at the beginning of the year. I call it now.
Okay.
I think she is.
We'll come back to this one.
Yeah, I really see it. It's coming.
She has to, because her singles have been doing very well. Even her features have been doing well. So she has to give us something.
Cardi B's always going to do very well with that shit. Like, she just has that formula. I think Cardi B is one of the ones who does pop very well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something we talked about.
Yeah, we were talking about the girls who actually can get on a pop song and do well, or do a pop hip hop song. Cardi is one of them. She has the team, the machine.
Wait, you know what I want to mention? That I wrote this down so specifically because I was so proud. I listened to the award show episode, and when we were talking about the Where's My Publicist Award, the nominees were JT, Cardi B, and Lotto.
Yeah,
and all of them have had an amazing year.
Come on, let's get a round of applause for that.
True, growth.
None of them will be nominated this year. As of today, October 23rd.
Don't jinx them.
Y'all know every time we talk about them, or like just anyone like in a good light, the next time we come together, it'd be like,
it just blows up. Yeah.
One of my, I guess the one time I did disappoint myself on this, because most of the time I'm on, like, I'm good, was Riding for the Baby.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I said I don't like him.
You were like, you said that. And I was like, oh, him and Megan are great work husbands. And then another time I was like, maybe we need to stop the baby features. And now
I know. It got to a point, we were like, we should start bleeping his name. Yeah.
It went downhill. I don't like
him. Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible.
You know what else is that's crazy? That well, it's not crazy, but I did say when we were talking about, I think we were talking about Hot Pink, like Doja Cat's album, and I believe what I said was like, that album was her like taking a step out and showing everybody what she can do. And I said the next album is going to be insane. I said the next album is going to be insane. I said I know she's shown us what she can do, and she's gonna like top it, and she fucking did.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect less from her. She's kind of in her niche. Yeah. She knows her niche.
Yeah.
But you know what I hate? I said that we would have a new Nicki album, and now I don't even want it.
Right.
I feel you on that one. Oh, another thing that I said.
Yeah, she had a lot of notes.
I said that when we first talked about Good News that I really liked it. I regret saying that because I have not checked back into Good News.
I was about to say, because I don't think it hasn't aged well.
Not at
all. Good News is not good news.
Think about what songs you still go back to.
None. I go back to what's new if I do.
Yeah.
I listen to Movie a lot. With Lil Durk. I listen to Don't Stop. With Young Thug, but other than that,
baby, you sound like you're struggling to say them words. Like
I'm trying. I don't know.
The only reason why I still have it in rotation is because it's in my gym workout playlist.
It really is in my. You know what? Actually, you're right. Because that's what it is. It's on my running playlist.
I'm screaming.
That's what
I don't listen on one off like when I'm in the car or anything. No. Usually when I'm working out.
It's on my running playlist. Which is usually the kiss of death for me in a song, because once I listen to it 5 times a week running, I don't want to listen to it any other time.
Exactly.
Oh, another thing, we predicted that Megan would get a Grammy, and she got multiple.
3!
Yeah.
3 of them. 3-time Grammy Award winner. 3-time.
A decorated
I
artist.
think we also might have said that Doja Cat.
We did say Doja Cat was going to get one, but she didn't.
And she will.
Yeah, her time is
one
coming.
of these days.
Her time is coming. She will have a Grammy. Wow. Do you have any more, Brie? Do you have any?
No, I don't think I have any more. I think the only ones that I had were around Meg, Bia, and then Cardi.
My last one is that I looked at our 2021. I re-listened to the 2021 prediction episode, and we didn't have Lakia in our predictions.
We did not.
And we are.
I don't even think I really knew her like that, though.
We're Lakia stands, though.
But listen, I think that's just goes to show what she's done in 2021. Sure. You know, she really has impressed. Really has impressed. Yeah.
Right. So those are pretty much all that I had, because we talked about Cardi and Saweetie never giving us an album.
Yeah.
This year, I can't believe it, and like how we've been writing for Millie since day one.
Since day one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It won't stop anytime soon. It won't stop anytime soon. Yeah.
Okay.
But y'all, this was fun, y'all. I had a good time going back through it. I really before we get into music recs, let me just get on my soapbox and just say,
yes,
I love you all so much. Thank you all for being on this journey with me. This has been so much fun. Like, I've enjoyed having a space to talk about women in hip hop. I know that this brand is just gonna grow and just be as big as we can make it, because there aren't a lot of brands out there that like specifically revolves around women in hip hop, and I just feel like we're gonna create something that's on the level with like Complex and all these other hip hop culture brands and stuff like that. And I just love you all, and thank you all for doing this with me. Thank you all for replying back to my tweet.
Oh, love you too. No, retweet literally everything that you said. I think that this is a great group of women who are passionate about like women in hip hop, and I feel like I learned something different from each of you. Like each of you brings something different to the table and a different perspective that I never thought about. So I really appreciate you, the dialogue and like the new perspective and the love of like female rappers just as much as me.
I love you all, but that's all I had. Sorry to get all soapy, whatever that word is.
Well, okay. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Where My Girls At, and we will catch you in a new month with a new theme.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye,
everyone.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Where My Girls At, brought to you by Textured Air, a brand dedicated to celebrating Black girl culture, past, present, and future. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. It really helps. You can find us on Twitter at WhereMyGirlsAt2 and Instagram WhereMyGirlsAt_TH. Make sure you check out our other podcasts, Does It Hold Up?, The Blacklist, and all the other content we offer on our website, texturedair.com. Until next time.